I often wonder, would we be the same people we are today if we had different childhoods? Would you have chosen the same career, the same friends, the same relationships either way? What makes us choose, or did we even choose at all? Is it our nature, or is it the nurture part? Because of how I grew up, I became a little adult very early. I knew a lot of grown-up things that I didn't need to know, and I held a lot of responsibility that never should have been mine. Like, I remember a time that my dad was away, probably in rehab, or out on the streets in need of rehab, and my mom had just had some kind of surgery. Or maybe it was the flu. Either way, I know she asked me if I wanted her to call Dad to come home to help, but I said no because his unpredictability scared me. So it's just the three of us, my mom, my brother, and me, and I filled the role of another parent, taking care of my younger brother, including making all the meals. I don't remember exactly how old I was, but let's just say I wasn't old enough to use the stove, so most of our meals consisted of peanut butter and jelly and cereal. Maybe I don't remember every detail, but I do remember how I felt. I knew I had to step up and take on adult responsibilities. Knowing my dad was unavailable and my mom was out of commission, there was no one else. But after a couple of days of being in charge, I was overwhelmed. I went into my mom's room crying and said, "This is too much for me. I need you to call Dad to come home and help." I didn't want him to come home, but I also felt like I didn't have another choice. So she called him. When he came home, I remember feeling nervous because I wasn't sure what state of mind he was going to be in, but I also felt relieved because at least there was another adult in the house. He asked me where the checkbook was. I know most kids probably don't know that answer, but I did. We kept it hidden from him in the bedroom curtains. I went and got it down because I figured he needed money for food for us or whatever. He took the checkbook, left the house, and didn't come back. What I learned as a child then translated into my adulthood. I felt like my only value was in being responsible. I was supposed to be the good kid that never caused any problems but took care of yours. So I learned how to be responsible, reliable, and compliant. Fast forward, and I'm 18, starting my first production job. I was quick to earn trust and hold a lot of responsibility, which became true across my whole career. My ability to read a room and predict the outcome was uncanny, and I didn't know that was unique. I'm realizing it's because I didn't see work any different than home. I needed to be responsible, prepared, and hypervigilant to everyone's needs to keep them happy. And with my 10 plus years of experience, I knew how to handle this. Hypervigilance was great for my career. But does being good at something mean that's what we're made to do? I think it's funny that the same skill set that was putting me into fight, flight, or freeze as a kid was getting me praise at work. And don't get me wrong, having these skill sets is valuable, but not when I do it at the cost of my own health. I feel like I lost myself in doing for others. I thought that was the honorable thing to do. I thought that was my value and my place in the world. The last couple of years, I stepped back and started to process this connection. I had become so wrapped up in everybody else's needs that I'd forgotten about my own. I could read the emotions in other people, but I couldn't seem to feel any of mine. It's like I had become a shell of myself. So I'm learning to ask, what would it be like to focus that same attention that I've been giving to everyone else to what's happening within me? My experience, my emotions, my inner sense of joy and contentment. Rather than looking outward all the time, what if I looked within? What kind of organization and preparedness, creativity have I been missing out on giving to myself? All of a sudden, something that I've been good at for years feels foreign. I know how to plan for a show or an event, but planning for me feels weird. Maybe even selfish? Then why am I this way? Is it because it's in my nature, or because it was nurtured into me? I still don't know, but I can't go back and change the past. I'm learning all I have is now and this very next moment. So for today, I'm pouring all of my energy into this. A video to remind myself that the same level of attention and focus I gave to everyone else is worth giving to me.